Let's see. Okay, good morning, Martians. How are we doing today? It is, let's see, what is today? Today is Monday, April the 13th?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We go, I don't even know what day it is anymore. So yeah, Monday, April the 13th, we're here for our MARSian Check-In, and we are going to be live, not live, but recorded with Coach Matthew. So, Coach Matthew, wow. You know how old I feel talking to you? Every time I see you on the pool deck, I feel like I'm like 400 years old, which some people say I am, older than dirt. But what do you do for us? What are you doing right now? What pool are you at?
So I just got back from college, and you had me in charge of UTA and Hugh Smith,
Yep.
running the AG2 and gold groups, and silver at Hugh Smith, not silver at UTA.
Okay. Awesome. 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 What do you think? Am I working you too hard?
No, no. I wish I could be back on the pool deck and have things as normal and be working how things should be.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Um, I say I feel really, really old talking to you, and then the reason is because you have been a Martian for it seems like your entire life. So why don't you share with us how long have you actually been on this team? When did you first realize that you were a Martian?
So to explain that, I have to explain how I found Mars. Flyers were given out at my elementary school, really for my brother, who actually is my housemate now, or roommate.
Mm-hmm.
So he got the invitation and decided to join the team. Approximately a year later, which would have started us out in spring of 2003,
Wow.
my mother decided that I had become strong enough at swimming that I would try out for the team at the TCC facility. In which case I tried out and I joined the pre-comp group.
In 2003.
Yeah.
So we're talking 17 years ago. Okay. Wow. So do you remember who your first coach was?
I don't remember my first coach, but I remember second, third, fourth, and everything on.
Okay. Well, who was your second coach?
So my second coach was Coach Daniel Zhao when we moved
Daniel
from
Zhao.
TCC to Trinity.
Wow. Now, Daniel Zhao, for those of you who don't know, he was with us for many years, and now, for the last dozen or so years, he has been the aquatics director and head coach at Grapevine Colleyville. So, yeah, that goes back a long way. Wow. So, pre-comp at TCC, and then wow, you've been around a long time.
Oh yeah, I've seen all the different pools from TCC to Trinity to the Maverick pool, UTA, now Grapevine.
Wow.
A lot of facilities.
What do you remember? What's your first? I guess we'll go with first. At first, what's your first Martian memory? What do you remember first about swimming with us?
Actually, probably not even practice. I think I remember getting done with practice and waiting on my brother's practices to come to finish,
Mm-hmm.
and playing with my little Power Rangers toy, flying it through the air on the pool deck. As the coach just kind of looked at me silly because I was a little kid just running around.
Wow. That's awesome. So then let's move on. I want to talk about what's your best memory in all of the 17 years that you've been with us. What's your best memory of being a Martian?
That's a tough one because there were some really good competitors for that best memory.
Hmm.
I remember when we used to go to not Galveston, Corpus Christi for swimming. Tags was fun in the day. Generally, all practices, especially a few of like our breakfast practices.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd probably say the best one would have been the 2012 Open Water Nationals that we did in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale. You and Neil.
Yep, getting stung by jellyfish.
All that fun stuff.
Oh yeah.
Wow, I do remember that. In fact, we have pictures around different places. That was awesome. That was an awesome experience going to the national championships with two Martians. Yeah, that's great. I don't know what I thought you were going to say, but wow, that's awesome. So you swam in college. So tell us about where you went to college and what you studied.
So I went to college up in the College of Idaho,
Mm-hmm.
which is in Caldwell, Idaho, near Boise.
Mm-hmm.
I studied business with a minor in physics, a minor in psychology of education, and a minor of environmental humanities. My college was a little weird on how they did the majors and minors, and
Mm-hmm.
they did it based off of subject areas,
Okay.
which I appreciated that a lot, especially psychology and physics, and then business. That was a good combination for me.
Yeah. Awesome. Well,
Uh,
you swam there too, right?
oh yeah. So we swam in the NAIA, which is like NCAA, but it's like a separate organization. It's kind of like a D2, D3
Mm-hmm.
NCAA group, but that's the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we competed in California, Washington, Oregon. Our nationals was it used to be in Oklahoma. This year it's in Tennessee. It's been in North Carolina for the last few years. And so a lot of traveling around.
Sure. Yeah. With something that big. Yeah. What was your event? Same as it was with your best events and with Mars and in high school?
The mile I got a little worse with. Distance swimming I was slowly getting a little tired of in the late years, but I still loved the 200 and 500 in particular.
Okay. Awesome. Excellent. Excellent. So, when I guess the final thing I wanted to ask you then, what are kind of your goals for swimming? What do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I think at this point in time, you've known me for long enough that you know I am quite the talker.
You think? No, I never would have said that.
Oh, I never be quiet. So that's why I love the idea of going into teaching and coaching. And so with coaching and swimming, I'm just wanting to expand my knowledge and expand my influence in the field. I would love to become a high school coach. I would love to continue coaching club for many more years, learn how the sport progresses because I love history and I love seeing how a sport evolves over time.
Hmm.
My kids who are listening to this video would know how much history I like to talk during practice. And so I would love to expand myself within the field and then also add teaching to it.
Sure, that's cool. That's very cool. Well, as last time I did this with Coach Shannon, we had quite a saga, and it was almost 20 minutes long. So I kind of promised myself and everyone we weren't going to be quite as long. But is there anything in particular you wanted to ask me, or remember anything funny?
I did have one question because I
Sure.
noticed on Coach Shannon's video, she asked you about, well, Lamar, your experience
Mhm.
at the UTA,
Mhm.
running. What brought you into the swimming world? Because you mentioned running and soccer.
Sure, sure. Well, actually, an interesting story. I was working with a woman who was doing her first triathlon, Ironman triathlon, and at the time I was coaching cycling, and of course, being an avid runner forever, I had been a cycling racer for many, many years before I started coaching, and so as part of her training being swimming, I decided, I ought to let's go. I need to be checking in on what she's doing with her training. So over at Hugh Smith is where she was swimming. And I went over there and I took my daughter, Stacy. And for those of you who don't know, I have a daughter, Stacy, who is the assistant um, coach at the Grapevine Colleyville High School. And so at the time she was 6 or 7 years old, 6 years old, I guess. And she went along with me and she said, wow, Dad, she said, I really want to get involved in swimming. So one thing led to another, and yeah. So she started swimming. I started working with the team as a volunteer coach at first, and then started to work with them later while I was in grad school. Started to work with them later on the coaching staff, and then one thing led to another, and several years later, Mars, and then 25 years later, here I am.
Which a fun addition to add to that, Coach Stacy, your daughter, was actually one of my first coaches as well.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
She's been coaching since she was a teenager. Yeah.
so when Daniel moved up from age group 1 coach to becoming an age group 2 coach and pre-senior and all that, she actually was one of the coaches that stepped into my group and became one of my coaches after that.
Wow. Yeah, like I said, we always joke around. Mars is a Hotel California, right? Yeah. You can check out, but you can never leave. And you're a prime example of that, Matthew. You are 17 years later, and you're still here.
Yeah, I know. I disappeared for about 4 years for a bit and then come right back.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I want to continue to do this. So my final question to you is, we want to give you a chance to nominate who do you want to hear about next? Who should we do this to
Ooh.
next?
I think Coach Suzanne would be pretty fun. I think she could tell some fun stories.
I may be embarrassed by a few of them, but sure, yeah, I bet she can. So,
Oh,
all right,
same
well,
here, because she has plenty of stories of me being a knucklehead.
well, maybe. So, all right, well, we'll do Coach Suzanne next. So, folks, maybe later in the week, we'll get this posted up. So, hopefully, you're going to see this on our Facebook feed and Instagram, if we can figure out how to use Instagram for this. And then, so if you have any specific questions, guys, let your coach know or email them to me, and we'll get those questions out there. But Coach Suzanne later in the week, so let us know. All right, Coach Matthew, have a great day, and keep working those kids on those dryland workouts.
Thank you.
All right, you take care. We'll see you later.
Bye.
All right, bye.